What is going on, everyone? It is me, the Lone Vault Wanderer, here with another Borderlands 3 video. So this was a topic that I never covered when it happened. I believe it was early last month in March. But there was a Battleborn DLC Easter egg relating to Borderlands, and throughout the DLC there were different portals that were emitting certain codes, if you will, and turns out those codes could have been deciphered, and someone did so and reported their findings on the Borderlands Reddit. And the code read as follows: "Visit Patricia, children of the vault, we are not on Pandora anymore. Tannis is not what she seems, do not open the vaults." So this particular message is suggesting a number of things. I mean, maybe the next Borderlands 3 game is going to be set on Promethea. We don't really know who the message is being sent by or anything like that, but the thing that I wanted to focus on is the line which says, "Tannis is not what she seems, do not open the vaults." This is suggesting that Tannis is evil, that Tannis is not to be trusted, she's not what she seems, etc. And this is the discussion that I wanted to have in this video as it pertains to Borderlands 3. I want to ask all of you, does this suggest to you that Patricia Tannis is evil or is going to be the antagonist in the next Borderlands game? Like, what does this actually mean? Because I was just going through Tannis' history in the Borderlands franchise. She played a huge role, of course, in the first game, not so much in the second Borderlands. But I was going through her history and her past and what led her to become Psycho, essentially, and become the character that she is. And I can't necessarily find anything that suggests that she's evil or could be evil or anything like that. And if she actually is, if Tannis is going to be the next antagonist or villain in Borderlands 3, then it's likely based on information that we don't know about yet. Because again, I went through her history and I couldn't find anything. And I would like to list the main points of her Borderlands history to all of you now and see if this can help stimulate a discussion in the comments below about Patricia Tannis, what her true intentions are, whether she's actually evil, or maybe this code, maybe this Easter egg is meant to throw us off. Maybe it's actually being transmitted by the true villain or the true antagonists in Borderlands 3 in the next Borderlands game. I mean, who knows? We're completely speculating as to the plot of the next game, but let's just have some fun with it, right? Let's write some crazy theories in the comments below about Patricia Tannis, whether she's evil, whether this code is meant to throw us off and Tannis is actually still good. I would love to hear your thoughts, and let's really put our tinfoil hats on and come up with some crazy fan theories. So Patricia Tannis, let's give a summary of her past. She, of course, is a scientist that was employed by Dahl to research about the vault on Pandora. She slowly became insane as her research colleagues died while on Pandora and during her research. She also chronicled her thoughts on an echo recorder that you find throughout the first Borderlands game. And when you listen to those recordings, you hear about how she first thought, in fact, that there was nothing to be found on Pandora. But eventually, again as her colleagues started to die off, she started to discover the existence of a vault and how it could be opened every 200 years via the use of a key. But eventually, however, Dahl left Pandora and stopped funding Patricia Tannis' research. But then Tannis turned to bandits to try and aid her research and help her along the way to find the vault and open the vault. But eventually she was also abandoned by the bandits. So long story short, she starts to descend into hysteria and she becomes essentially crazy. And as a result, she has this phobia where she can't leave her campsite, even after having collected all of this information about the vault, about it open every 200 years. She has a lot of what she really needs, but she has this fear that she can't leave her campsite. So instead she decides to signal out to vault hunters to do the work for her, and she scatters her echo recordings across Pandora. So when we meet Tannis in Borderlands 1, she starts to send you to find all of the vault key fragments, in addition to the one that was found with Sledge. And when it's time to come to find the last key fragment, Tannis tells you it was stolen by Baron Flint, but when you get there and kill all the bandits, the chest is actually empty, and the Crimson Lance commander tells you that Tannis joined them, that she betrayed you, and she gave them all the key fragments. So stopping right here initially, this could be one indication of Tannis betraying vault hunters in the past, and maybe she could do so again in the next Borderlands game. But listening to her reasoning behind it, bearing in mind the fact that she's insane, her excuse was that the Crimson Lance came and took the keys, she sent that Commander Steele, concocted this idea to send the vault hunters to kill Baron Flint and his bandits, and Tannis just went along with it because it seemed like something the vault hunters might enjoy, that would be fun. Again, really weird. So after the vault is open in one of the most anticlimactic endings ever. I seriously, I didn't like the ending to Borderlands 1, but that's beside the point. I still love the game as a whole. You can turn in the vault key to Tannis, so she at the end has the key to the vault, and that particular vault, the subject of the first Borderlands game, is closed and can't be opened again for 200 years. And then prior to the events of Borderlands 2, Handsome Jack finds out about Tannis, tortures her, and steals the vault key from her to open another vault. There's also a side quest relating to her being tortured and her relationship with the ceiling chairs. It's pretty funny, but that's not the topic of this discussion. And then Roland, one of the original Vault Hunters, invites Tannis to move to Sanctuary, and as she wants revenge against Hyperion, she obliges, and is now a member of the Crimson Raiders in Borderlands 2. So looking at Tannis' history, aside from that one little instance where she seemingly anyways once portrayed the Vault Hunters but then everything is okay in the end, there's just nothing to me that suggests that Tannis is actually evil, that she's somehow this kind of mastermind that's been pulling the strings this whole time and she's going to be the next evil antagonist in Borderlands 3. Of course, that is what the Battleborn DLC Easter egg is suggesting here, that Tannis is not what she seems. So we could take that on face value, and even listening to Patricia Tannis' history, this kind of sad story of how she descended into madness, about how she was tortured by Handsome Jack just to get the vault key. Like some brutal stuff there, you come to empathize with Tannis, even though she is psycho. Maybe this code is suggesting that that's all a ploy of some sort, and maybe she did suffer all of that, but she isn't really what she seems. But I still can't see it. I mean, this code, again, could be something to throw us all off. I'm not just going to accept it because it's one of the first plot points we've heard about the next Borderlands game. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's true. It could be part of the whole story that someone is trying to discredit Tannis, and it turns out that no, she actually still is a good guy. Especially because when you look at her backstory and all the stuff that she's been through and how she's assisted you, you empathize with her. You start to like her as a character. And even me reading through different Borderlands threads to see what other people think about Tannis, a lot of people love Tannis. A lot of people put Tannis above Tiny Tina in terms of their favorite characters in the Borderlands franchise. But maybe that's to set us up for the big reveal that she is actually evil and she was fooling us the whole time. So who really knows, guys? I'm just speculating. This is meant to be a fun video. Let's not take it too seriously. Let me know your crazy theories in the comments below about Tannis. Is she evil, or is this code just a ploy to make us think she's evil, but it'll turn out she's actually still good in one of the twists in Borderlands 3? Let me know in the comments, and until next time, this has been the Lone Vault Wanderer. Please take care of yourself, and would you kindly keep fighting the good fight.